Now, you're very welcome along to Parnell Park on this Saturday afternoon. We're here for a big double header in the Dublin Football Championship today. The first match of our double header is the Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final against Naomh Barróg against Clontarf, and throw-in is fast approaching in about 5 minutes' time at 2:45. Pleasant afternoon, fairly overcast, but it is quite warm today, and pretty ideal playing conditions for both of these teams as they run through their final warm-ups here at Parnell Park, and a few of the supporters still coming into the ground as well. Pleased to say that Paul Clark will join us on our coverage today for both matches. Paul, Naomh Barróg and Clontarf both going well and hoping to make their way through to the final.
Yeah, good afternoon, Carl. Yeah, it's interesting game. You have a team who played Division 3 league against a team who's played Division 1, but their run through the championship has been very similar, top in their groups, and it's interesting how it could pan out. Both teams have great tradition, going back to years during the 80s and 90s that they had success with their clubs getting to county finals and pushing on with that. And there's been a bit of a lull, but I think both teams will look pushing to get into a county final now.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about at this time of year. So let's take a check on some of the games that they've played so far in this competition. There's the Naomh Barróg results thus far. A couple of pretty tight encounters, but you're pointing out, Paul, the big scores that they've put up in those games.
Yeah, Barróg have had a great league campaign. I think they've won maybe 14 out of 15 in their league this year. So, they've won 13 out of 15 in the league this year, one draw and one loss. So they're coming in with a lot of belief and strength, and probably a strong panel of players that have played good football, a lot of football this year. The Round Towers game, obviously the last one they played, it was just a 1-point victory and a great score to actually win that game. And the previous ones, close in Round 3 against Round Towers, Clondalk and St. Dan's would have been a battle for them out there, and the Moors, who a club unfortunately on a little bit of a decline. That's a fairly hefty defeat that they dished out. But they seem to score a number of goals, but they tend to concede a bit too. But look, they're at this stage of the competition, and they're there on merit.
Well, let's take a check now on the Clontarf side of things. There's their results all the way through. Again, they've put up some big scores and had some big winning margins all the way through. They'll bring a lot of confidence, you would feel, Paul, into this game.
Yeah, that type of group was again a group of three really strong teams, and Marnock, unfortunately, team that our club is probably on a rebuild at the moment. The Ballybuckle game, they were out of the blocks Round 3 there and put up a big scoreline. Quarter final was a controlled one against Bridget's, who again would have had a lot of experience, a lot of age in their legs, and to beat them by that scoreline they'd be happy with. The Fingalians would have been a battle, and it is Fingalians who are in the other semi-final, so it was a little bit of a group of death. Again, they can score goals, as you can see, and here on merit.
Let's take a quick check now on the teams. We'll start with Clontarf first, and obviously the name of Jack McCaffrey really stands out, Paul, on that starting 15.
Yeah, well, Jack is a player that came back into the Dublin setup and kept himself in really good shape. But more so, Jack's mind, he's just such a great character, having a dressing room around the team, and those club players would love to be playing with him. Other names that stick out in mind, Nathan Dordan has been noted a strong player, and even looking at county player for a number of years now. And then up front, Matthias at centre half forward, and Matthew McMahon, two guys played really well in the quarter final. A player I'm also interested in is Charlie Meehan. I would have played with his dad Ray, with Whitehall Colin McKeels, and Ray had a couple of runs with Dublin as well, and good background and good pedigree.
Yeah, and there's the Clontarf substitutes today. They've got plenty of potential talent to bring off the bench. Let's take a check now on the Naomh Barróg team. They're just going through their final warm-up away to our left-hand side. And as you mentioned, Paul, they had a really good run in the league, and they certainly will, you would think, take confidence, maybe even some momentum into today's match.
Well, that's what they try and do, but then on the flip side, if you're thinking about when the league started and the amount of games they played and the performances they put in, and they win, that builds confidence. There might be a little bit tiredness there, but you're going to Parnell Park on a Saturday afternoon in great conditions like this, and you're playing a semi-final with a chance of getting to a final and going up into the Senior 1 Championship. You're not going to hold back on it. You're going to give it everything. It's an all or nothing for them. Player-wise, yeah, they're really strong. They Aaron Comerford, the cornerback, is a proper defender, and the Gallers is in half forward line are key to them. A lot of experience. a lot of score getters. And, if that's the way they're lining out, they'll be a hard team to beat.
Yep, well, they're the Naomh Barróg team, and there's the list of substitutes for Naomh Barróg as well. So we're almost set to go now in this go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final. Naomh Olaf and Fingalians will play off in the other last four tie tomorrow afternoon. That game here will be live for you as well at Parnell Park, but it's Naomh Barróg and Clontarf the focus of our attention for the next little while. We'll have the game between Kilmacud Crokes and Raheny for you later on as well. Our match referee Liam Ahern-Clark for this game, and he's just getting the ball and making sure that everything's in order before he throws it in. There is a little bit of a breeze blowing from left to right, as it was last night for the Senior Ladies Championship final. Kilmacud Crokes beat Fianna in that one after a really intriguing second half, but Crokes winning out in the end, though the wind didn't have too much of an impact in that game. So away we go, ball is in, and we're underway in this semi-final. An early touch for Paul Tolan, the midfielder. You can already see some Clontarf players trotting back into a defensive position. Charlie Meehan making his way back, as Barróg now with some possession with their centre forward Kieran Gallagher, player who will have to have a big game for them today on the 40 as they take it forward. Now there is the aforementioned Sean Gallagher combining with Kieran Gallagher. Good challenging here from Clontarf, but they've managed to turn it over. Now Jack McCaffrey will look to transition into attack. Dishes that one off as far as Matthias McDonagh. McCaffrey has continued his run. Still McDonagh now. He's got support to his left through Kieran McKeown. McKeown now bringing it across the field of play. Plenty of space here for the centre-back Nathan Doran. One man inside in the full forward line. Doran is still carrying this one forward. A couple of good challenges come in. Clontarf still have possession. It's with Charlie Meehan. Meehan, lovely little dink ball over the far side. Now it's opening up. It's with the wing forward Matthew McMahon. Ball back outside to Rory Good, wearing 24, has started this game. Now it's with Shane Walsh. Thought about the shot, instead opts against it. Plays it in towards that D, where Clontarf now having to be patient. Here comes the chance. The shot is sent in and just over the bar. Charlie Meehan, the man to get it. You mentioned him at the start, Paul, and he's got the first score of this game.
Yeah, that'd be something that his father would be very proud of, and something that his father did. Clontarf dropped a number of players back straight away as soon as Barróg went on the attack, and quite the opposite was Barróg that time. They had three players up front, but not enough at the back to stop that score coming, and well worked by Clontarf.
So Clontarf lead by a 0-0 score as Martin Rooney dishes that one all the way across the field of play to Paul Tolan for Naomh Barróg. Clontarf have 14 players behind the ball here, as Barróg now trying to find a way through this mass defence, but it is all very congested inside that 45-metre line. This is with the midfielder Ryan Alexander. Back now to Paul Tolan again. No way through just yet for Naomh Barróg. Kieran Gallagher has come all the way out to the 65 to get a touch. He's being challenged well by Callum Ahern. Martin Rooney now has some space to run into. One man just holding a position on the edge of the square inside. Everybody else is moving around for Naomh Barróg here, but they've got to try and be patient.
That's definitely the objective now, is just to be patient and work their scores.
Liam Duran gets involved, and can they get a shot off at the end of all of this? Well, Sean McHugh has found his way through, does get the shot away, and that's a wonderful score from Naomh Barróg. Sean McHugh on the end of it. Well, they had to be patient. That was the word that you mentioned, Paul, and they were, and they got the reward.
Yeah, patience, really good, and then a little bit of individual skill just to take the ball and through the gap of actually maybe 3 or 4 Clontarf players around, which they'd be disappointed with that, not to stop that.
They had plenty of players back in a defensive position. That's a fine take from Leo Cunningham there, but they've given the ball away, Clontarf, rather easily. That'll allow Naomh Barróg to go on the attack again. Ryan Alexander. Gallagher comes out deep again to get a touch. Was played the ball by George Boder. And now Gallagher again. He's looking up for a dink pass inside. He finds it this time. There is a sweeper back there, but just in a more central position. Again, a lot of Clontarf defenders there. This time they might win the turnover. Well, they managed to turn Barróg back towards their own goal, but the men in green and red still retain possession. This is Harry Nolan off to the other wing forward. Sean Gallagher. Still Gallagher. Gets inside the challenge. He's going to take on the shot here. Gallagher has kicked that one nicely. Wonderful score again. Sean Gallagher this time. Well, two of the points we've seen from Barróg of the highest quality from play. And even with all of the defenders back there, Clontarf conceded another score.
Yeah, you know, if you bring players back there and, okay, you're trying to stop the ball going into the full forward line, but if the full forward line comes outside that blanket defence and then is able to take ball, like he gathered ball inside and came out and was comfortable enough, shouldn't get a shot away uncontested or unblocked.
And they've got 2 away and 2 points to show for Naomh Barróg in the early stages. They lead by 2 points to 1. 5 minutes played now in this go-ahead Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final. Jack McCaffrey surging forward here. He's inside the challenge, then met by 2 more defenders, and in the end it just became a little bit too difficult for Clontarf, and well, they've won it back. It's Charlie Meehan again, blocked down. Meehan surrounded now by 3 defenders. There's plenty of bodies there from a Barróg point of view. Can they get a challenge in? Well, the shot is coming in from a very difficult angle. Has it found its way inside the post? It hasn't. It came in from Matthias McDonagh, and it's the first wide of the match for Clontarf.
Barróg are getting numbers back there, right, but they're getting them back in block, and as soon as a player has it, there's 2 or 3 around them. And the contrary to the other side, the players back for Clontarf are all split around the place and not able to stop the scores that they've got so far.
This is Paul Tolan off as far as Kieran Gallagher. He's been very involved so far, Gallagher. Plenty of touches out around the middle third of the park. Tolan thinking about the shot, hangs on to possession. Inside it goes to Sean McHugh. 1 point already. McHugh trying to round the challenge there. Good defending from Clontarf. Now the shot, well, an attempted shot comes in, but it won't land anywhere close to the goal, really. Straight up into the afternoon sky, and Clontarf win it back there pretty well. And now a chance to build up from the back. Wearing 15 is Finn McCarrick. He's looking up, but the difficulty with Clontarf bringing so many players back is there isn't a whole lot on when they do go the other direction. They've got to wait for the players to get up the field to get their shape back. McCarrick again. This is Morgan Walsh. Meehan. Off his shoulder is Nathan Doran. Doran is fouled just as he tried to take the return pass. It'll be a free right on the 45-metre line.
Yeah, so we had 2 changes for Clontarf. I see Ben Bulger also in there. He's in the defence. He's playing right back on the edge of the square. And you said Rory Good has started, and I think he may be in for Kevin Lillis. So Clontarf started with 2 changes from their name starting 15.
Now that's a little bit silly on the part of Naomh Barróg there. I think someone said something to the referee and he's brought this forward 13 yards. So now it's turned into a scoreable free for Clontarf. Kieran McKeown has put the ball on the deck. It's right in front of the post, almost in line with the black spot. And he kicks that one nicely. And McKeown brings us back on level terms at Parnell Park. 2 points apiece. And a pretty intriguing start. We expected it to be close, and so far that is how it is playing out. Barróg goes short. Mick Tolan, the wing back, holding his position on the sideline, gets the return pass from his full-back Noel Hatton. The cornerback Aaron Comerford looking up for an option here. Eventually dishes it inside as far as Liam Duran. And now George Boder. Kieran Gallagher. Here comes the foot pass, but this time the sweeper will cut that one out rather easily. Just a little bit too keen to get it forward. Back there was Finn McCarrick. Big man in midfield, Leo Cunningham, driving forward here for Clontarf. 2 points apiece at Parnell Park into the 9th minute of the first half. This is Leo Cunningham again. He's continued his run forward. Barróg's turn to drop players in behind the ball. They too now have 14 behind the ball. Clontarf have still left a sweeper back there. They've got 13. Well, they've got 12 involved in this attack. The sweeper may come up to make it 13. Jack McCaffrey, 2 players after him, bringing it down into that corner. And now maybe a chance here for the full forward. Lovely trickery, and that's a brilliant score from Kieran McKeown. He got a free a couple of moments ago. Now he's got a point from play. McCaffrey combining with McKeown, and Clontarf move ahead again.
Yeah, it was great. You know, rather than lifting the ball up over the height of his shoulder to get past the player, he actually dropped it low down around his waist. and was well in control of it. It was a great little step inside.
Good score from Kieran McKeown, and Clontarf now in the ascendancy, 3 points to 2. Again, the kick out going short from Naomh Barróg, and they take it forward now with Paul Tolan. He's looking up for a long ball inside. They have used the foot when they can. Good hands here from Kieran Gallagher. He's around the challenge as well. Gallagher now back onto the right boot. Well, the defender did well in the end. Callum O'Hearn still there for Naomh Barróg, but that's a loose hand pass. Was looking for Killian Foran, the full forward. He had made a dart away, and now Clontarf wasting little time and sending it forward. This is Rory Good. He's waiting for support to arrive. Ball inside. Now Kieran McKeown, surely full of confidence after that lovely score 60 seconds ago. Matthew McMahon back to Leo Cunningham. Oh, good hands. And now Clontarf trying to find a way through. That middle channel is very congested. Nathan Doran then plays it out to the far touchline. Kieran McKeown. And now they just have to reset things there. They did move the ball forward pretty quickly initially. Then the ball inside. They might just win this one as well. Charlie Meehan has done well. He's being pursued by Noel Hatton. The defender gets the hand in, but it's picked up by the other wing forward, Matthew McMahon for Clontarf. And surely that'll be a free. A little bit of a high challenge, and the referee spotting that one. And here's the free in for Clontarf. Difficult angle.
Yeah, a big block of players from Barróg between the 50-yard line and the 21-yard line, and all watching the ball. And earlier on, we've seen a pass from Charlie McMahon in over the top with a player looping in behind. That type of pass came about there. There is lots of space in behind the 21-yard line. If someone just came around the blind side, I might just get a pass inside and create a goal opportunity.
Free, the end result. Kieran McKeown, well, his first free was pretty easy compared to this one. This is an incredibly difficult angle, particularly for a right-footed kicker. I think he's just looking for a short option here, but this would be some score if he could kick it from here, right on the 13-metre line. He has struck it nicely. Now, has he got the accuracy? I just think it's gone to the right and wide. So second wide for Clontarf. But they still lead by 3 points to 2 as we continue on in the 12th minute.
It's a big ask for a right footer to kick a free from there. Although, like, his strike from his previous free was very much straight and true. I think he was trying to do the same. But the need to have a left-footed free taker for such frees is sort of very important. And you'll see Kilmacud Crokes later on. You'll have Paul Mannion on left-footed frees. So it is important.
Yeah, particularly in matches that tend to be quite tight at this stage of the competition, at whatever level you're playing at. Here come Naomh Barróg again. Liam Duran getting involved. Clontarf setting up that defensive wall. This is Owen Hart. Lovely little jink. Was that 2 hops on the part of the forward? It looked like it. It was. In the end, it was actually a good kick in. Might have just gone over the crossbar, but it's going to be a free out for Clontarf.
Again, numbers back there. Fella steps inside very, very easily, and of his own fault to bounce it twice. He had an opportunity there to take a score. That one did drop short anyway, but a free out.
So there's confirmation of our game later on. Kilmacud Crokes against Raheny in the Senior 1 semi-final. Should be a cracker. Fingallians against Naomh Olaf then in the other semi-final in this competition in Senior 2 tomorrow afternoon, live on Dubs TV as well. And then we'll have the Senior 1 semi-final, Ballyboden St Enda's against St Jude's. That's tomorrow afternoon, and all of that to come for you on Dubs TV over the next 24 or 26 hours. But meantime, our focus of attention on the Senior 2 semi-final, the first of them. Clontarf just about edging it so far as we approach the midway point of the opening half at Parnell Park. Clontarf now on the attack with Nathan Doran, picking out a ball inside, loads of space in front of Kieran McKeown. It looked like he controlled that initially, then the full back, Noel Hatton, did well, but McKeown has got it, might go with the fist here, still McKeown, and it's in, it's a goal. And Clontarf have finished it off. How about that for the work along the end line from Kieran McKeown? I think it was the wing back, Shane Walsh, that potentially fisted it to the net, but a big score at this stage. It's a goal for Clontarf.
Yeah, good ball in. He won it well, but good defending to knock it away. And getting up off his knees, he was able to just chip it up lovely. and attack that defender. Wasn't an awful lot he can do it along the end line, and he was brave laying it off. He got a good little dunt, as did Shane Walsh, who palmed at the goal. So yeah, we said beforehand that both teams can score goals, and that's what's has come about there.
McKeown now has taken quite a knock as he palmed that one across. May have collided with the post down there as well, but a goal at this stage, a big boost for Clontarf. And credit McKeown, I thought he might have tried to fist that one over the bar, but he spotted the players coming.
I think he had an option maybe of two players coming through that time.
Yeah, and it was Shane Walsh that finished it to the back of the net. So 1-3 to 2 points into the 15th minute of the first half at Parnell Park. Thankfully McKeown is okay and looks like he's going to soldier on here. We can hear Jack McCaffrey just down underneath us in his position, just telling the players in front of him where to go for this kick out. That ball out to the centre of the park, but Barróg unable to control it initially. At least they had a second bite of the cherry, unable to get it then as well. Now Charlie Meehan past a challenger too. Inside it goes, there's runners coming, but this is Rory Good now, met by a couple of challenges. That's a really strong challenge back there for Naomh Barróg. Really good defending. Well, he had a lot of momentum, did Rory Good, but met by a really strong challenge, and Barróg win it back. Going forward now with Paul Tolan. Liam Duran now. Barróg really got off to a good start with a couple of early scores. Sean Gallagher and Sean McHugh on target, but they've just fallen off a little bit over the last 5 or 6 minutes. Clontarf starting to motor well, but Barróg will hope to close down the gap slightly here. This is a big effort coming in from Sean Gallagher, and in the end it's gone wide. First wide for Naomh Barróg.
When Barróg on the attack, Finn McCarrick is a corner forward, and he could rush straight back into the square, just stand in front of the 21-yard line, like a +1. But he's not doing an awful lot. He's standing there. There's no one behind him. He's not shielding the full forward line or his own full back line to protect them. Just taking up a position in no man's land, and you'd like for him maybe to push out if there's nothing happening, to push out and maybe get a block on there. They've conceded 2 scores because they didn't get blocks or didn't put pressure on the shooter. So, it's interesting. He's going back, but what's his purpose really at the end of the day?
That hand pass inside will just about be gathered in time by Morgan Walsh, and now Clontarf move forward. They've got the advantage here as well. Jack McCaffrey dishes that one off. Well, 2 players went for the same ball. Charlie Meehan has got it now again. Nice ball all the way across the field of play. Trying to stretch it now, Clontarf. This is Morgan Walsh again. He started off this move, helping out win that ball in the middle. Shane Walsh, the goal scorer. Back to Morgan Walsh again. Callum Ahern has support to his left-hand side in the form of Matthias McDonagh. There's one man inside on the edge of the square, but McDonagh still hanging on to possession out here, then gets it in somehow. Just about got the fist on that one, says the referee, but in no particular direction towards a Clontarf teammate. And now Naomh Barróg on the counter. This is Paul Tolan. Has been a really willing runner there in the middle for them so far. Ball goes inside, but there's no one in an attacking position here for Naomh Barróg. It pretty much brought everybody back to defend that last attack. Owen Hart just took on a little bit too much that time. Clontarf snuff out the danger. This is with the full back, Liam Howley. Good running from him now. He needs support. Jack McCaffrey is there. Has the time just to stand on possession and assess what's on for him. But that goal from Shane Walsh in the 14th minute, giving Clontarf some breathing space here at Parnell Park in the go-ahead Dublin Senior Football Championship, Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final. Good defending from Aaron Comerford. He got the initial touch on it, but Rory Good got there at the second time of asking. McDonagh now again. looking to set up an attack. Jack McCaffrey's holding his position here. Eventually gets the ball. Hand pass inside from the Dublin star. Down that central channel, but Barróg have a good few bodies there, and they win it back again. Forward they go to Ciarán Gallagher. Liam Durrant, he's looking up for a ball inside. Clontarf just haven't set up that defensive shape yet. Well, they'll be disappointed that Sean McHugh wasn't able to hang on to that one. And Clontarf have it again. We haven't had a score in quite a few minutes now.
Yeah, it's the little bit more patient work of the Division 1 side, the team that's played Division 1 football against the Division 3 team, you know, who dominated that league. It's just that little bit difference, a little bit cuter, a little bit smarter. You know, Clontarf have experienced players like Nathan Dorn and Jack McCaffrey there. But in saying that, it's the younger players, the Charlie Means are playing really well, and the sub Rory Good that they started is also having a fine game.
Here comes McDonagh now. Thought about giving that pass off. He will now. Asking maybe a little bit much of the onrushing Jack McCaffrey to get on the end of that again. And that has gone out for a 45, according to the umpire down there. So Clontarf now with the chance from this dead ball to extend their advantage.
Yeah, that was a bit of tracking back by Martin Rooney. He just, just stifled Jack, made a run in behind, and Matthias looked one way and started to try to get the pass over the top of him, but it was good defending to track him back and make sure that he didn't get the ball, because there was a goal opportunity there.
So Kieran McKeown will take this one. He's got 2 points already, one from play, one from a free.
You've got to think with the conditions today, even though there's a little bit of a breeze in his face, that he'd have the range. As he doesn't force it now, if he forced it, he'd pull it left.
Yeah, well, he struck the two we've seen so far pretty well. This one, though, is just hanging out to the right. A third wide for Clontarf, but all three dead balls that Kieran McKeown has taken, he struck them really well. So away go to Naomh Barróg again. They'd love to get a score after that fast start. They've just been unable to trouble the scoreboard, even though they've enjoyed plenty of possession. Here's another chance to try and find a way through. This is with Sean McHugh. Owen Hart, the wing back, holding his position on the sideline. Quite a decent crowd in for this game. Virtually all populated in the stand across on the far side. Hart again. Paul Tolan, met by the challenge of Matthew McMahon. And now they're trying to change the angle of attack. This is with Noel Hatton, plays that one forward, and good hands as well from the midfielder Ryan Alexander. Had the mark, had he wanted to take it, but opted to play on. Now with Owen Hart again. Ciarán Gallagher. Well, they've had a couple of long-range shots. Might they take another one on here? Liam Durrant, Gallagher again. This is Paul Tolan. Now he will take on the shot. Wonderful block down. Still there, however. The block down came from Liam Howley. You'd have to say pretty good defensive work from Clontarf here.
Better phase this time, because they are getting pressure on what they think could be a shooter. That wasn't really required. There was a great block down a few moments ago, and for a Conor forward to come back and make a silly tackle like that after all the work being done, be a little bit frustrating for them.
Yeah, you would think so. They had done quite well on that passage of play, Clontarf, but Barróg now at the free. It's by no means a gimme, though. Just inside that 45-metre line, as you can see. And taking it is Paul Tolan. Sean Gallagher and Sean McHugh, the 2 point scorers so far for Naomh Barróg. Both of those came from play. Can Tolan find a score from a free? Yes, he can. That's a really good kick from Paul Tolan, and a badly needed point at this stage for Barróg. And they close it down 1-3 with 24 minutes gone.
Yeah, he was well capable of doing that. He was the one that kicked a great free to get them to this stage of the competition anyway. So, yeah, well able to do that.
Short kick out from Clontarf comes off, and now Nathan Doran sends that across as far as Liam Howley. Here's Morgan Walsh. Barróg retreating as the run comes from Shane Walsh, right over there on the far sideline, being met by Martin Rooney. Good now managed to get that one up. Lovely little spin as well to get inside the challenge of Sean Gallagher. Good defending again from Naomh Barróg. They have won, that's probably 3-4 turnovers that they've won inside their own 45-metre line.
There's no shortness of aggression in that defence. They get tackles on you, get hits on you if they can. You know, it would be the tradition of Barróg that they're a strong physical team, and they're certainly following through there.
Corner forward, Sean McHugh has got this one, trying to get inside the challenge. He's looking for the free. The referee hasn't put up the arm just yet. Good tackling, and sticking to his task was Callum Ahern. This is Harry Nolan. Tolan again, he kicked a free from here a couple of moments ago, this time from play. Certainly has the distance, and it has the accuracy as well. And Naomh Barróg coming back into this one nicely. 2 points in quick succession, and now they trail by 2.
Yeah, fine score. A little bit of breeze behind, but you know, we'd seen them make 2 errors, one double hop, and then that one there now was a shot taken on. It's a little bit maybe risky in ways, but like, you know, a team that's done so well in the league this year, they must have kicked a few of those, I'm sure, during the term. So he was happy with that.
Ball inside again. Clontarf coughing up possession. Another turnover won by Naomh Barróg, and they're starting to come into this right at the crucial time, but just before half time. They are playing, as Paul says, with a slight breeze in this first half. Liam Duran dinks it inside. Good hand in from Jack McCaffrey. He was just watching the run there of Killian Foran, the full forward. And the free man back there, Finn McCarrick, has played as a sweeper in the early stages, gets involved as well. Morgan Walsh, as far as Liam Howley. Hand pass inside, just a tag careless and just making it difficult for his teammates. Charlie Meehan had got a hand on it, but Barróg have won it back again. This is the wing-back Mick Tolan. It's a tight angle. He's trying to curl this one in. Has he curled it enough? He has. That's a great score from Mick Tolan. 3 in a row for Naomh Barróg. 1-3-5 after 26.5 minutes.
Yeah, the hand pass was being made. There was a little touch on it, made it very hard for Charlie Meehan to get it, and he was put under pressure too. And he seemed to be an age steadying himself up to take the shot. A player came across and he got the block on, but it was definitely worth the wait.
Really good score. And Barróg now with some momentum as we head towards half time here. The go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final. Naomh Olaf and Fingallians in the other game on the other side of the draw. That'll be tomorrow afternoon on Dubs TV for you as well. And don't forget later on at 4:45 it's Kilmacud Crokes, the defending champions, against Raheny, who have gone on such a good run in the Senior 1 Championship this year. In their semi-final tie, we'll have that live for you here on Dubs TV as well. As Clontarf now retain possession inside their own 45. Ball across comes from Liam Howley as far as Shane Walsh. They haven't scored since Walsh scored that goal in the 14th minute. Jack McCaffrey. Mick Tolan after that point is just watching his run there. McCaffrey trying to dig it inside as far as Charlie Meehan. Well, you could see what he was trying to do, but to be fair to Naomh Barróg, they'd plenty of defenders back there to avert the danger. Paul Tolan has really come into things now. 2 points, 1 from a free. A fine score from play as well. Liam Duran. And now Sean Gallagher picking out a pass again. Oh, great hands from Kieran Gallagher. He just tried to palm that one off to the onrushing Sean Gallagher, but he's got a free. And this is a really good chance now to level things up.
Yeah, well worked. As I said, the +1 was there, but he wasn't covering the space, and the player from behind came past him and got good hands on it. A little bit of miscontrol, tried to flicker it on to his namesake. Didn't get it, but a free given, a free awarded. As you said, an opportunity to level scores with the impetus definitely with Barróg at the moment. And Clontarf just need to get back into the game. They don't want to win at half time, having not scored for the last 15 minutes.
So here's the chance now. Paul Tolan, he kicked both his points, one from play, one from a free from this very spot. This time he won't have the required distance, didn't strike that one as well as he might like. That's a let-off for Clontarf. He would have expected him to convert from there, given his exploits earlier on this half. Nice little palm inside will keep this moving forward for Clontarf. And well, the ball was ripped away. I thought that might be a free the other way, but then the free taken rather quickly. Nathan Doran blocked it down, and it'll be taken again. And now Tolan will get a second bite of the cherry.
Put the last one down as practice, so this practice makes perfect now, you know.
And they've brought this one in as well, so it's a very kickable free now for a man of Paul Tolan's kicking calibre. Very particular run-up routine. Certainly will have the distance from here. Has he got the accuracy? Well, he's looking after that one anxiously. He's dragged it to the left and wide. That's another let-off for Clontarf. And they still lead by a point.
The great Christy O'Connor Sr. used to tell me, never look at the player, or never look at the ball, look at the player. And he said it's the same with Gaelic football. As soon as he struck that, all you had to do was look at the way he gestured, and the head dropped. Didn't have to look at the umpires, knew it was wide.
Yeah, they would have really expected a score from one of those two frees, Naomh Barróg, but they still trail by a point, though they've really come back into things now. They were trailing 1-3 to 2, but they've got the last three scores on the bounce. As we head towards half-time, into added time at the end of this first half, and very intriguing stuff in this Senior 2 semi-final. Shane Walsh, is there a score in this for Clontarf before half-time, just to make things a little bit more comfortable as they head for the dressing rooms? Comes across as far as Jack McCaffrey. Meehan. Oh, good build-up play. This should open up now for Clontarf. There's at least a point here for them, you would think. But that one has been skewed wide by Rory Goodwell. Good build-up play, but the finish wasn't quite there.
Yeah, great cuts by Charlie Meehan, and later off inside. Like that's a score you really want to be taking. An opportunity you want to really take. That'd be disappointing.
Now, is there another attack in Naomh Barróg? Time is certainly running out, but the ball has been sent forward as far as Gallagher again. Well, he's been pretty good in controlling them. He was closely pursued on that occasion by the fullback, Liam Howley. Referee is looking at the watch. You'd expect the half-time whistle very shortly. And there it is. It's half-time. And Clontarf lead by a point. Shane Walsh's goal is the key score. But it's very tight. And Naomh Barróg coming back into it with three scores on the bounce just before half-time. But this is very finely poised, Paul.
Yeah, Clontarf, well, even though Barróg got off to a nice start with their couple of scores, but Clontarf then settled into their gameplay and pattern and created good scores and created a good goal and a fine finish. But since then, we've got very little from them. The physicality of Barróg in defence has been, key. They get 2 and 3 players around the ball and make strong tackles, and they've turned it over a couple of times coming up the pitch. But they would be a little bit disappointed with their finishing, and particularly the free taking of Paul Tolan. Having scored a great one from a free and one from play, to have 2 opportunities and not take either of them, and be disappointed that they didn't win on level terms.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a check on some of the highlights from that first half. And well, some of the defensive work on the part of Naomh Barróg has been really, really good. But this was the first score of the game. It came from Charlie Meehan, just squeezed that one over the bar. But then Barróg really came into things. And as you say, Paul, they kicked 2 nice scores to move in front. This was the corner forward, Sean McHugh. And then it fell to the far side of the field for the next one, as the wing forward Sean Gallagher sent his side in front. So that left it 2 points to 1. Then there was a free from Kieran McKeown, the full forward for Clontarf, and he followed that up with a score from play. Jack McCaffrey involved in the build-up. Lovely little
great
jink
hands,
inside.
kept the ball low to the ground.
Yeah, and McKeown popped that one over to make it 3-2. And then he was heavily involved in the key score in the first half. Look at the persistence here. He spotted the runs coming in, and then it was finished to the net by Shane Walsh. Paul Tolan has been good in general play. He kicked a fine score from a free there, and then followed it up with a point from play, virtually from the same position. So that helped Naomh Barróg move back into things. It was 1-3 to 4. And then it became 1-3 to 5 with the wing back Mick Tolan kicking over here from a very difficult angle, but he curled it inside the post, and that leaves it at a 1-point game at half time. We'll be back with the second half very shortly indeed, but at half time in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship, it's Clontarf 1-3, Naomh Barróg 5 points.
We met down at Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Devs, I invited Kieran to my Devs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincent's. And he said, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincent's. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincent's and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough supporting words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Naomh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
Our roots are set in the GAA.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Barróg and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from the mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat, and the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad, brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling, not camogie, because I played on the boys' team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one, because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years, I think, now, but I also coached my two daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line. 3 of my offspring are married, and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St Bridget's GAA Club.
We met down at Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Devs, I invited Kieran to my Devs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincent's. And he said, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Now you're very welcome back to Parnell Park as we get set to go for the second half in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final. It's Clontarf leading Naomh Barróg by 1-3 to 5 points. A very evenly contested first half with Naomh Barróg's little spurt before half-time, bringing them back into contention. So all to play for in the second half here on a pretty dull but nice afternoon at Dublin GAA headquarters. We're just looking out for any changes to either team potentially at halftime. Interesting, Clontarf stayed out on the field at halftime. They didn't go back into the dressing room. And they will play with a slight breeze, Clontarf, in this second half. The umpires just making their way towards the goals away to our right. And once they are in position, Liam Ahern-Clark, our match referee, will get us back underway. So away we go for the second half. That's a good take in the middle by Ryan Alexander to set Barróg on the attack straight away. He's holding off the challenge of his opposite number, Leo Cunningham. And, well, how about that for a start to the second half? Really good work from Ryan Alexander, Paul.
Yeah, they won both tropes as such. You know, and you would have thought superior height for Clontarf, but, like, you know, if you want it more than somebody else, that's what happens. And I was just thinking there at half time, it would be nice for them to get to a good start. It'd be nice for this game to go level, and it means now Clontarf again will need to get into it and push on, scores level, and it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Here comes the free now from Tolan. Had to kick that one hard. There's a little bit of a draft of a breeze into his face, and you could just see it held up the ball on that occasion. That's a couple of frees now that haven't quite gone to plan for Naomh Barróg, though Tolan has kicked 2 points already in this match, one of them a free. But if this is going to end up as a 1 or 2 point game, they may be crucial at the end of it all. Clontarf now looking to set up an attack from deep. Jack McCaffrey plays that one off as far as the corner forward. Finn McCarrick, well, he's wearing 15. He hasn't played anywhere close to corner forward in this match so far. This is Shane Walsh, the goal scorer. Kieran McKeown getting involved as well. Now to Charlie Meehan, kicked the opening score of this game all the way back in the early moments of the first half. Nathan Doran, he's looking up for a ball inside. There's only one player in there, two defenders in there as well. Rory Good was looking for it, but this is the familiar pattern that we saw in the first half as well. Both teams trying to get players in behind the ball. Here comes the delivery now, long ball in, and what a ball that is as well. Chance! Great save by the Naomh Barróg goalkeeper, Dave McCormack. When I spoke about that long ball in, Paul, And this time they picked it out. What a ball it was.
A super pass. And like, he was being marked by 2 players, and both of them got caught ball watching as such, but weren't sharpened to him. But between the 3 of them, keeper included, he came out and saved it really well. And it's nice there, a little gesture, a little hand pat, a little high five or a low five to each other to say well done on the save.
Rory Good with the chance, but still a chance of a point. Kieran McKeown with the 45 now. Oh, he struck that one well. That should have the distance. It does. Brilliant kick from Kieran McKeown, his 3rd point of the afternoon.
And such a short run up. He's only taken 2 or 3 steps back, and it's really all about the strike and the power that he has to get that score.
Yeah,
that's good. But at the other end, Barróg's miss is just be unacceptable, and it's not good enough for them to miss their opportunities.
And now Clontarf have won the kick out as well. There's runners coming. One of them is Jack McCaffrey. There's definitely goal on here. McDonagh with the chance. Another big save from Dave McCormack. Well, that's 2 crucial stops he's made in the last 60 seconds.
Yeah, and that took a deflection on the way through. He had to readjust himself. The shot from Matthews took a deflection first, and then he made an unbelievable save. That's world class.
One for the highlight reel for Naomh Barróg's Dave McCormack, but it's another 45. And you're right, Paul, it all has come from that free at the other end that went short from Naomh Barróg, and since then they have had to repel 2 pretty significant Clontarf attacks, and they may concede 2 points should McKeown kick this one. So it is small margins. This is a much better angle as well for Kieran McKeown. Almost straight in front of the post. He kicked one at the other end in front of the post as well in the first half, and this time he's done it again. Kieran McKeown, 4th point of this match, and Clontarf in a very good position now. 1-5 to 5.
And they've put a total press on. They're on really 1v1 all around the park. They pushed right up on the kick out. So this is where Dave really earns his keep. He might save it as well, but he has to get kick-outs to his players, and that's about the energy that Barróg have to give him and show him that they want the ball and get into space, and they've done that now with that kick-out.
Yeah, they've managed to bring it up to the halfway line. Mick Tolan was the man to take possession initially. Now it's with Liam Duran. Infield it comes to Noel Hatton. Run being made by Tolan here down through the middle. Oh, well anticipated and taken. Clontarf doing well in a defensive situation. It was Leo Cunningham that got the hand of the ball, but then his pass forward doesn't quite come off. This will allow Sean Gallagher to surge forward here. He kicked a point in the first half. He's curling this one in. It looks good from here, and the umpires agree. A 2nd point of the match for Sean Gallagher, and a much needed score for Naomh Barróg.
Yeah, it's mistake followed by mistake, and then see who was calm enough to punish a mistake. A ball was turned over there, and then it was a poor enough pass was intercepted by Barróg. A pass that Leo Cunningham had won, and just retain possession, keep it, and don't give it away. But he did, and now he got punished for that.
So 2 points, the margin, 1-5 to 6. 6 minutes elapsed in this second half now, and you get the sense this is going to be a very, very tight conclusion. Don't forget that Kilmacud Crokes against Raheny in the Senior 1 semi-finals is coming up later on. Look at that for a run from Jack McCaffrey, taking it forward for Clontarf, and now they look to pick up that long ball in again. Good was making the run, but this time it's not quite come off. Out behind for a harmless wide. Now the kick out taken quickly by Dave McCormack. Plenty of space for Owen Hart. Hand pass inside. Well taken under pressure by Noel Hatton. And now it's with Ryan Alexander. More about Naomh Barróg in the last couple of minutes. Tolan shifts it quickly across to the far side. Is there a shooting opportunity? Tolan has gone here for the return. Then tries to get inside the challenge. He's done that. Still Tolan. Back outside it comes. This should be a point, and it is from Killian Foran. 2 in a row for Naomh Barróg, and it's a 1 point match once again.
Yeah, well worked. Well done, Dave, and goal. Got a quick kick out. I thought they were under a little bit of pressure, but then there was good players supporting runs to get the ball away.
Brilliant from the cornerback Aaron Comerford, and a real injection of pace here now from Comerford. Can they level things up here? Naomh Barróg, Gallagher gets involved. Comerford has stayed forward as well. Plenty of Naomh Barróg supporters in the stand across on the far sides, urging on their team here.
I think maybe he lost the impetus of that. There was great energy coming out, winning the kick out, driving forward. You know, you'd loving to see a score coming from that.
They still have possession, albeit on this nearer side of the field. Lovely ball inside. Oh, how about that for a pass? Can they make the most of it now? Naomh Barróg inside the penalty area. Good strong tackle. No question that there was a penalty shout there. No complaints from Naomh Barróg. And at the end of it all, Clontarf come away with possession. Jack McCaffrey wins a free, and he's going to have to bring this one forward as well.
I'd like to see that again, the penalty call, although as you said there wasn't many from Barróg looking for it, but I thought there might have been something in it.
Yeah, the referee certainly wasn't interested, and the Naomh Barróg players weren't screaming for it either, as Charlie Meehan now gets through. He had the advantage, but he's kept going here, and Barróg have again done really well in the challenge. The turnover count for Naomh Barróg, they've won quite a few in this match. Really industrious in the challenge, as it's brought forward now by Paul Tolan. Run inside for him from Sean Gallagher. 2 points in this match. Owen Hart. Gallagher still there offering support. This time it's Clontarf's turn to put in the challenges. Matthew McMahon doing really, really well here. Still McMahon battling hard, but it's won now by Sean McHugh. Back outside to Tolan. Probably just within his shooting range, but instead plays it back to Kieran Gallagher. George Boder driving forward from centre back, gets it away in time. Aaron Comerford, and now Tolan again. Might he take on the shot here off the left? Tolan does kick it in and just palmed away. Well, that was a dangerous ball underneath the crossbar. Brian Duffy, the Clontarf goalkeeper, doing well under pressure.
He did really well there. As a high ball, had to deal with it. There was a player coming in on him, and he actually had the sharps to palm it down to one of his own players, so very well done.
Now Clontarf inside their own 45-metre line with Hyas McDonagh. Gets it away, but into the final 20 minutes now, and it's quite a tense atmosphere in Parnell Park. There's so much on the line, and just a point separating the sides as Liam Howley brings it forward. Coming off his shoulder was Shane Walsh, but he's wrapped up by the tackle again. It's Naomh Barróg winning the ball back. They've been so good in the tackle. This is the corner forward, Sean McHugh. Now he might be turned over. He is just outnumbered by 3 Clontarf players, and now Clontarf will go forward. One extra defender back there for Naomh Barróg. Inside it goes to McKeown. Holds on to possession, then back to Rory Good. Good is fouled, and it'll be a free in. Well, both teams guilty, Paul, in that passage of play of turning the ball over.
Yeah, you know, got the ball up the pitch really, really well, and you know, Sean McHugh took a little bit too much out of it. You know, a player went ahead of him and he tried to dummy inside, but he dummied into two Clontarf players, turned the ball over, and you know, at this end as well, it looked like that was going to happen, but then a little bit of a high challenge sort of crossed the chest and neck, and maybe caught the edge of his chin. So a free. And we're in an ideal position now to see how he strikes this. I think he's the type of free taker that doesn't put any curve in the ball. He's very much a straight striker, and that's what he believes in. So the likes of this, okay, just narrows the angle for him or the width of the goalposts. But he's actually going to take it out of his hand, so that's my hope gone to see how he's going to do it.
Well, Kieran McKeown kicking it in. It's curling, but I don't think it's going to curl enough. It's going to hang out to the right, and another wide for Clontarf.
It did look like he really believed in what he was doing there and what he was going to execute. I'm surprised now that he didn't take it off the deck.
And maybe it comes back to your point again, Paul, about a left-footed free taker. We saw one in the first half as well from an even more difficult angle. So 1 point game at Parnell Park as Naomh Barróg bring it forward with Mick Tolan. Coming forward now with Aaron Comerford. Won't have the required distance here either, and that's gathered rather easily by Liam Howley. Well, they have had chances in this second half so far, Naomh Barróg, but they haven't made them count. And now Clontarf looking to transition into attack. Nathan Doran as far as Charlie Meehan. The game in a little bit of a lull from a scoring point of view now. Who's going to take control of this and make their way through to the Senior 2 final? McCaffrey was fouled as he gave that ball off, and now this is a very good chance to kick a free.
Yeah, it's not the first time Jack has laid the ball off and gone after it, or else he's made a run from the blind side, and Barróg have introduced themselves to him, I'll just put it that way. And there has been a bit of contact, but it's right under Liam Clark's nose, and definite free there.
So a chance here now from the dead ball for Kieran McKeown. We can see that Morgan Walsh, the Clontarf midfielder, has been substituted, and Clontarf now running the bench. One player in is the man wearing 22, Carl Miller. Here's the free from McKeown, and this time he's got it. So Kieran McKeown with his 5th point of the match, his 4th free, and Clontarf moved 2 in front. Fionn Delaney has come in for Morgan Walsh in midfield, and here's the other man in, Carl Miller, applying the pressure here on Naomh Barróg as they come out with possession. Liam Duran got that one away. Now with Ryan Alexander. Kieran Gallagher is just holding his position there, offering a potential out ball. Instead they go inside with that direct ball, and it's found its way to the full forward Killian Foran. He's inside. Again, he's hauled down just outside the penalty area, and it's a free in.
Yeah, good ball into space. I thought Liam Howley was having a fine game of reading the play and getting out, and he's shown a lot of pace. He's a good soler of the ball. I thought he actually had it won, but let it slip through his hands, and then the pace of a corner forward going at that, it's very hard to stop him legally, and definitely a free, and definitely before he got into the square. So yeah, it's
and that free has been popped over the bar by Naomh Barróg, so they now trim that gap down again. 1-6 to 8 points, 1 point game with just over 15 minutes left to play. It's been a cracking match so far in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship semi-finals. Long way to go as Barróg now go in search of the equaliser. Tolan has kicked a couple of nice scores already. Gallagher has as well. Here he is again. This is Kieran Gallagher now. Back to Sean. Oh, lovely little dink, and there's a player outside him as well, but he's going to try and go it alone here. Gallagher off the left boot to level things up in Parnell Park. It's just underneath the crossbar again, and you just have to wonder, are Naomh Barróg going to regret these chances? They haven't missed by much, but that's I think 3, potentially 4 that have just landed underneath the crossbar.
Yeah, and that was Mick Tolan was on his outside, and we know what Mick can do because he did it in the first half, coming down the outside wing and settling himself. So maybe an opportunity for him off his right foot rather than try and force that off his left.
Here come Clontarf now. Fionn Delaney getting involved. McDonagh now as well. Lots of time here to take his decision, and I think he knew he had the advantage there. And the free, not a bad end result for Clontarf, and you've got someone like Kieran McKeown on your team. And a chance here to pad that lead out once again.
For Clontarf now is the experience of Jack McCarthy and Nathan Doran and getting around the players and talking to the subs coming in to how are they going to see out this next 10 or 15 minutes or the next period of the game even. Are they going to press it? Are they going to force it? Are they going to just be calm in what they do and take the scores and opportunities as they come along? So experience is important at this moment in time.
Nick Tolan has picked up a yellow card. Clontarf are running the bench now. Looks like Rory Good has been called ashore. And Kevin Lillis has come in. He was listed to start this game, didn't, but he's in wearing number 13. Meantime, here's Kieran McKeown now looking for another point. He's kicked 5 already. Make that 6. Kieran McKeown puts Clontarf 2 in front again. 1-7 to 8. 47 minutes played. Really good pressure from Clontarf, but George Boder did really well to get away from 3 Clontarf players. This is Tolan now looking to pick a pass inside, but well, that one has just not worked out. Anticipating it well was Shane Walsh. Gallagher putting in the challenge on Nathan Doran. Got the ball away in time. And now Charlie Meehan down the far sideline. Player hits the deck in the middle. Play continues. McCaffrey's going for the return here, and he gets it as well. Jack McCaffrey taking on the shot. Oh, that's brilliant from Jack McCaffrey. Well, you spoke, Paul, about leadership, and there's leadership in abundance. Jack McCaffrey with a fine score.
Yeah, he made that run again, and Barróg now they can't do nothing about it because they've already given away a free because of Jack's runs like that. So the referee is watching it very closely. And that speed to kick that type of score is a great skill, and how important that is to Clontarf now, we'll wait and see.
Naomh Barróg have taken Martin Rooney off, and they've introduced some fresh legs in that backline, but that kick out hasn't gone to plan. Nathan Doran has got a goal chance here. Lovely dummy. Still a goal chance out for Clontarf. Can they finish it? McKeown! And it's in. A huge score. It's come in the 49th minute, and Kieran McKeown has got the potentially match-winning goal for Clontarf. And they move 6 in front.
Yeah, we said about experience of Jack, but there's the experience of Nathan as well. He actually closed that down really, really well with great comfort. And then, you then have to have the composure to actually decide and act and deliver what needed to be done. So, to win that ball and then have the composure to get it to one of his own players. It was a good finish. Low and hard, and that's probably the first chance that has come Kieran's way, and we know he's a scorer. He scored 1-3 the last day out.
Big collision, but Clontarf 2-8, Naomh Barróg 8 points. Here's the replay. That ball all the way to the far side of the field, and there's a collision in the air. Hopefully both players are okay. Certainly the Clontarf man back up on his feet.
That was the rugby now tonight. It'll be going to up to
the bunker,
up to the bunker to see what's going on. It's definitely contact in the air, so there could be dishing out cards then for that. But this is Gaelic football; it's a little bit different, and good contest, and hopefully he gets up and he's okay.
Yeah, but from Naomh Barróg's point of view, obviously they need scores now, Paul. But how do they go about trying to find them now?
Yeah, there's a bit of energy, as you said. Clontarf have been bringing on players, been bringing on a bit of legs, and they are making a difference. Barróg are going to have to sort of go for it, which will open up maybe their fence a little bit more to be punished. We know that there's always fight, and they'll fight right to the end, but they're gonna need to pick up a couple of scores in the next couple of minutes, and possibly a goal to see themselves back into this game. There might be enough in just scoring points only.
Yeah, you do feel that a goal, maybe even 2, will be required, as that ball is pumped forward by Ryan Alexander, but just asking a little bit too much of his full forward Killian Foran there to keep it on the park. So Clontarf now in the driving seat to reach the Senior 2 final. 6 points up with just over 9 minutes of normal time left to play. Liam Howley surging forward. Good hand in from Gallagher, but Howley will get it up here at the second time of asking. Then he's wrapped up by a number of challenges and trying to get away here, but Naomh Barróg have again done really well in the challenge, and they've won it. Picked up now by Harry Nolan. Free is the end decision, and ball over the top as well as a good one, picked up by Ryan Alexander. Clontarf commit the foul. Jack McCaffrey committing the foul, and it's a free in. So a chance from the free for Paul Tolan. Not the ideal angle for a right-footed kicker. There is that draft of a breeze into his face as well. Tolan kicking it right-footed, and this time he has found the range. So Paul Tolan brings Naomh Barróg back to within 5 points. Still 8 minutes left to play, so plenty of time left to go. Long kick out all the way over, and that's picked out Charlie Meehan brilliantly. McDonagh has an acres of space in the middle. That ball, I think it's ricocheted off the back of a player there, didn't quite find its way through, and Aaron Comerford is only too happy to pick up possession. So Naomh Barróg still feel like they're in with a chance here. They haven't been able to draw on level terms in this second half. The ball finds its way to Sean Gallagher. 2 men in the inside forward line just off camera. For Naomh Barróg, it's picked up by Owen Hart. Down into the corner, Clontarf flooding the bodies back. Tolan to Gallagher, Tolan again. Back to Kieran Gallagher. Trying to prise a way through this Clontarf defence. Now here's a chance. Well, the shot is taken just off balance as he struck that one. Liam Duran might be kept in. I think that's going to be a 45. Battling forward for Naomh Barróg was Matthew Nolan wearing 22. So 45. They have the ball in the right area of the field, but you do get the sense they will need a goal, Paul, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Just saying there for that kick out, that was a super kick out from Brian in goal there, and you know, Charlie takes the mark, and you know, if you're going to call the mark, it means you want to slow things down and see how it's going. If you want to play on, you take the catch and you play on. So he took the mark, looked up and seen there was a bit of space, and he rushed it then, and you know, it came off the back of somebody else, and you know, you're telling your opponents, I'm after winning this ball, it feels really good, I feel really strong, and then to give it back so quickly and so easily, you lose that impetus, that bit of drive, that bit of adrenaline.
Here's Tolan now at the 45. He kicked that one nicely, drops dangerously in there. Well, the goalkeeper, Duff, he tried to get a fist on it. He obviously connected slightly with it, because that's another 45. But all of this eating into the clock, of course, now from a Naomh Barróg point of view. Time coming against them ever so slightly now as they trail by 5. It was 1 point at half time, 1-3 to 5. And now the 45 to be taken by Paul Tolan again, just on the opposite side of the field. So let's see what they can conjure up. Plenty of players inside on the edge of the square. They've gone short with it this time. Now, what will they do from here? Potentially a chance here. Gallagher has got it back outside to Tolan again. Much easier kicking chance here. And to be fair to him, he's kicked it over the bar. His 4th point of the afternoon. And Naomh Barróg are hanging in there. 4 points the margin now. We still have 5 minutes left to play.
That's very, very well worked. It looked like it may have been a little bit of a set play that was going to happen, but a great run, great show for the ball. And this is not the first time seeing Nathan Dordan putting the hand up. It obviously is a signal to the rest of the team to show maybe a bit of composure, or it's now a possession game for a few minutes. So we have possession, Barróg don't, and you know, that's his experience shown. So we're going to see now what Barróg are going to do. Are they going to push up and make tackles and, you know, try and force the turnover, or are they going to be exposed?
Trying to force it here. In fairness to Liam Howley, he did well, and McCaffrey has brought this up to a much more favourable area of the field from a Clontarf point of view. McDonagh lost his footing, but regains it again. Now there's a lot of space inside in front of the full forward line. There's only one man in there for Clontarf, and I think you're right, Paul. They're just trying to keep the ball here now, take the sting out of things.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see them try that. It's been asked of them to, you know, to control the game a little bit. So you'll see possession work back and forward, and they won't hit that 60-40, 50-50 type of pass. They'll hold and retain possession and invite maybe Barróg to come onto them. Now that can be a dangerous game too. You turn her over in your own half and then you get exposed. But is this the senior team, the Division 1 team, doing what they're capable of doing?
Yeah, well, they've kept the ball well so far. They've got it now for around 90 seconds, and Barróg really need to get the ball in their hands. 3.5 minutes of normal time left to play. But Charlie Meehan has got it for Clontarf. Liam Howley has had a fine game, as you say, Paul, at full back. Gets involved again. Nathan Doran started all of this off with that signal to just keep possession. Forward it comes again. Jack McCaffrey now in space. That's not a good thing from a Naomh Barróg point of view. And McCaffrey's continued his run here. Then they bring it down that central channel, just losing his footing at the crucial moment was Fionn Delaney. And that'll allow Naomh Barróg to take possession back. Is there one final kick in them? Well, they need to bring this ball forward. There's only 3 players in front of the possession right now. A couple of Naomh Barróg players coming up in support now. Kieran Gallagher. There was a foul as that ball made its way towards Gallagher, and it's going to be a free in. Tolan looking to take it. Nothing on in front of him again. There's 2 extra players back there in front of the full forward line from a Clontarf point of view. Tolan gets possession again. They need to get a score here. Tolan thinking about the shot. Plays the pass inside. Gallagher has made the run. Then he's surely fouled. Maybe on the high side there from McDonagh. It'll be a free in. And this will bring it back to 3. If they can convert.
Thought he might have seen a yellow card for that one now. Was definitely knew what he was doing. A little bit high. But Liam has controlled the game really well. He doesn't see it necessary to give out a card for that. Probably good refereeing at that stage.
So this is Tolan again, kicking this one from the hand and kicking it over. His 5th point of the match. And Naomh Barróg still alive here. 3 points the margin with just under 90 seconds of normal time left to play. Kick out coming from Brian Duffy. Again over towards Charlie Meehan. This time just not accurate enough. Barróg had pushed up, and line ball is the end result for Naomh Barróg. No surprise to see a bit of urgency from them now as they try and get the ball moving, but that's a rather careless pass back, and then a high challenge comes in. Clontarf still have it, and they've got the free in here, and that could well be a crucial moment here. Man was fouled. The man fouled was Kevin Lillis. High challenge came in from George Boder. And if they can convert this one, Clontarf, things will become an awful lot more comfortable for them.
Yeah, look, they're chasing the game. You know, you wonder why he has to go back like 20 or 30 yards to try and find someone. Why is there a player not up the pitch, you know, losing his marker and showing for the ball and looking for the ball? So they're playing the ball up the right end. You know, a little bit silly, you know, yellow card. Could have been worse. They could have conceded a direct score from it. And we'll just wait and see if they do from the resulting free.
Now, this is Kieran McKeown. He has 1-6 to his name. This would surely seal it for Clontarf. He likes the look of that, and so too do the Clontarf supporters in the stand. Is that the score to send them through to the Senior 2 final? They lead by 4 points now into added time at the end of this game. Ball goes forward from Alex Byrne as far as Liam Duran now. Clontarf looking to finish with a flourish. Duran kicking that one. He'll be disappointed with that. It was a good angle for a left-footed kicker, but he just dragged it ever so slightly. But now Clontarf, you feel, with 1 foot in the final. Led by a point at half-time. Kieran McKeown's goal in the second half. A really crucial score. Shane Walsh got the other one in the 14th minute of the first half. Naomh Barróg need a goal right now. Owen Hart is trying to engineer an opportunity, carrying it forward. Clontarf bringing everyone back behind the ball now. Tolan trying to get away from the clutches of Carl Miller. Miller sticking to his task. Now Tolan gets it again. Down that central channel. He's still going here. And the whistle sounds for the free in the end. He had the advantage, but it's a goal that Barróg need right now.
Yeah, Clontarf are happy enough to maybe concede frees, and it's a different individual each time is making that tackle and giving away that free. And then you just need to, you know, man up on what's going to happen next when there's going to be a long kick out or they're going to go short. But they're you know, they're dragging down the clock as well.
Now the free will be taken in just a moment. Another sub in is Matthew Owen wearing 21. He's coming in for Ryan Alexander. I think Paul Tolan is just asking the referee there how long is left. You would imagine, well, we're what, a minute and 50 seconds past the 60. We haven't had too many stoppages in the second half. So you would imagine time really is against Naomh Barróg now, but they need a point as well as a goal. They are 4 points down. So Tolan kicking this one again, right-footed, and again finding the range. So 6 for him. 12 now for Naomh Barróg, but they still trail by 3.
So they need to just push up everywhere, press everywhere, and contest this and try and win it. And I'd say probably Liam would let it go. Maybe allow them that attack if they do win it.
No surprise to see this kick out launched down the centre of the park, but it's straight on top of Naomh Barróg's centre back, George Bodo. The break is picked up by Owen Hart. Is there a goal in Naomh Barróg here to bring us level in added time? The go-ahead Senior 2 Football Championship semi-final. They're coming in along the end line, and that's a foul and a free in. Callum Ahern came across to provide the challenge. Well, from a Clontarf point of view, I suppose not a whole lot else he could do.
Yeah, so now for the neutral, when I see that happening, and that's the clock being run down a little bit more, you know, do you get a score out of this, or are they still trying to get that goal? You know, if a free comes from it, a point comes from it.
Well, Barróg went short with the free, but it hasn't quite come off. And now Clontarf really conceal it here. Jack McCaffrey driving forward here. There's nobody in front of him. He's waiting for support to arrive. Dinks this one over the top as far as McKeown. It'd be fitting if he was to cap off a fine individual display with another score to send Clontarf through. And he's done just that. Kieran McKeown has surely put Clontarf into the final. Superb individual display.
I don't know why Barróg didn't take the free and get the point and go for the next kick out, you know, because the game is still going on now. We're talking 30 seconds, 40 seconds after that free, so there was still something in it for them.
4 points the margin. Barróg certainly need a goal now. This could well be the last attack, you feel. Tolan playing that short again, but that hasn't gone to hand, and, well, some resignation now to the Naomh Barróg body language. I think they know that their race might be run. Ball forward again. And there's the full-time whistle, and Clontarf advance. Well, it took a really good second-half performance to see them through. Naomh Barróg hung in there all the way, but at the end of it all, Clontarf win by 10 to 12 points, and they'll play either Naomh Olaf or Fingalians in the go-ahead Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship final for 2023. Paul, is that a fair reflection of what we've watched over the last 60 or 65 minutes?
Yeah, I probably think so. We spoke before the game about goals being important to both clubs during their campaigns, both at league and in championship. And the goals were the difference, you know, to get the goal on, you know, either side of half time. Or the goal was usually important. You know, experience of Nathan Dorn and Jack McCaffrey. I thought Charlie Mean had a super game, and I was also impressed with Liam Howley at full back for Clontarf. And Kieran McKeown, you know, was just added to his resume with another, you know, fine performance. You know, Clontarf had to be sure about having a left-footed free taker in times that are important to them. That is the case. You know, Barróg fought right to the end. They were, you know, 3 points with a free. Could have kicked a free, 2 points, and then won the next kick out. But they panicked a little bit, and it was turned over and up the pitch. And when Jack McCaffrey opens up the pitch and opens up his legs, you know, you only get something out of that. So, you know, I think they were well worth their victory, but they had to work hard for it.
They certainly did. Let's take a check on some of the highlights from that second half, Paul. And it was very finely poised at halftime, wasn't it? But this was an early chance, a goal chance for Rory Good. That was well saved by Dave McCormick. We shouldn't forget that McCormick made some crucial saves as well in that period for Naomh Barróg. That 45 was converted. Then Jack McCaffrey helped set up this goal chance, McDonagh.
Well.
And that was a really good save from McCormick. But again, same result from the 45 from arguably the best player on the park today, Kieran McKeown, who finished with 1-8 in all. I make it. Naomh Barróg, though, did hang in there. This was a really good kick from Sean Gallagher. That was his second point from play this afternoon. And he squeezed that one in nicely. And then they kept things moving. Tolan was very prominent out around the middle. Helped set up this chance for their full forward Killian Foran, who popped that one over the bar. So it was still very tight at this point. Tolan again kicking this one left-footed, this time not quite finding the range, but good goalkeeping from Brian Duffy to get it away. Another score down the other end then for Clontarf, but then almost a goal chance here for Killian Foran and Naomh Barróg. He was fouled just outside the penalty area.
That's what they didn't do. They didn't create the goal chance that Clontarf did, and that probably is important to them.
Another point kicked from a free there for Clontarf, and then Jack McCaffrey, who did provide some really good leadership for Clontarf in the second half. This point came at a crucial stage as he popped that one over the bar just to keep the scoreboard ticking from a Clontarf point of view. And then
this
is the key moment, isn't it?
Yeah, resulting kick out from Jack's point. Was Nathan just nipping in here, staying a little bit composed, stepped inside nicely, made the pass, and it's a fine finish. Yeah,
it really is, because that wasn't easy. Goalkeeper diving on his boot. To be fair to Naomh Barróg, they really did hang in there even after that goal, when you thought that maybe Clontarf would press on and win the game comfortably, but Naomh Barróg stuck at it. This was Tolan again, a well-worked move, ending up with a point. Another point here from Tolan from a free. Kept them moving, but this man, Kieran McKeown, pretty outstanding today, particularly from frees, and this was a really, really good kick from a difficult enough angle on the far side. Here was Tolan again down the other end to fire that one over. And then Jack McCaffrey popping the pass to McKeown. This was the one that clinched it. Kept his composure under pressure and then popped over the point, and he knew, and Clontarf knew at that point, that they were through to the final. So based on that display, where are the areas you would feel, Paul, that Clontarf can improve now ahead of the final?
Yeah, I think that they have a structure in play, what they want. They get bodies back in defence, but if you're going to get bodies back, those bodies need to push on and make blocks and make tackles on players. Early on, Barróg got a couple of chances where their bodies were back there, but a gap opened up and players were able to go through and kick their score. So if you're going to get bodies back, you need to put press on the players coming through. The kick-outs, I think, are fine. Is a super kick-out, Brian does. And, they could make use of that going forward. That if team was put a press on, he can clearly kick the ball into their half the pitch. So they could make use of that also. And then up front, we know Kieran is their main scorer, is important to them, but they need to get scores from other areas of the pitch as well. Their other forwards need to be able to come in and contribute. Like Matthias is a great controller of the game, a centre half forward that can do it. And Charlie Meehan, worked really, really hard. Most of his work was done on his left half forward position, but I'd like to see him come over to the right half forward position as well to get a little bit of taste over there and see what he can contribute around, that half forward line, be it left or right.
Yeah, well, Clontarf will have the chance in the final to build on that performance today, because they'll play either Naomh Olaf or Fingalians in the Dublin Senior 2 Football Championship final for 2023. They've beaten Naomh Barróg here by 2-10 to 12 points in their semi-final tie. Don't forget, in the Go Ahead Dublin Senior 1 Football Championship coming up for you at 4:45, it's the meeting of the defending champions Kilmacud Crokes and Raheny in the semi-final. But we leave you from our first game of the afternoon here at Parnell Park in a win for Clontarf. That full-time score once again, Clontarf 2-10, Naomh Barróg 12 points.